All right, what's going on, brothers and sisters, friends and family? Shalom, shalom to you. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are blessed. You can hear my dogs that are tramping around. Everywhere I go, they go, so I have a herd of dogs. Guys, there has been a tremendous amount of reception to Yah Scriptures that have been flooding into the prisons in the United States of America, especially into death row, and it is only because of you guys out there that we're able to get these scriptures in there. And so I want to take us over to a part of a prison that isn't exactly death row, but for this brother, he's locked in kind of almost a mental institution. It's a group that I had no idea existed out there, and it's a group of guys that we shipped scriptures to, and I didn't realize which kind of a prison it was. So I want everybody to be on the lookout and praying for this brother. And this brother, his name is Kerry, and Kerry Lee Leggett. And I wanted to get him on the radar for people that could pray for him, because not every prisoner has adequate stuff. Sometimes in this world that we're living in, there are mental issues with these guys, and they have issues and they struggle with it in the real life. And because of their struggles in the real life, they end up in prison, where you can continue to see that they're still struggling for all sorts of things. Now, the good news is Kerry Lee Leggett isn't on death row, which means at some point, it's a good chance he could get out. But I want to read this there because inside of this entry, Kerry thanks everybody who's a part of this and the contribution to the assembly. And so for anybody that has ever purchased a Yah Scriptures, you guys are responsible for getting these scriptures into these brothers. So this is from Kerry Lee Leggett. He goes, just received the new Yah Scriptures. Just received the new Yah Scriptures with Apocrypha. Same with the others, though 2 of our group are away from the unit for medical concerns. This is a high security unit with medical beds for heat restricted inks, incarcerated citizens, geriatric elderly inks. So it's also, he goes into some other stuff. Let's talk about this. He goes in, he says, thank you and yours for such a contribution to our assembly, the poor plus those in prison. And yes, that is what Yah Scriptures is, and this is the thanks to all of you guys out there. So let's go over this, because these guys will pour their hearts and souls out, and I like to bring letters from the inside so that people are aware that there's lives and there's people out in the system, and they're just waiting for people to fish to them and to seek them and to help them with this. So let's continue on. I'm supposed to be up for parole review next month, every year for the last 7 to 8 years, for self-medicating on drugs, possession, meth as a substitute for Ritalin, Adderall for disability since childhood trauma. The prison dump is where Reagan shifted the MHMR, mentally ill population, in order to get us off the streets and hide such issues from public view since the 1980s. I have no other crimes since that time. A few minor type crimes from being around homeless, living under bridges, and the ones that tend to prey take advantage of us. So I think he's stuck like in a mental prison. I think this is what this is. I don't have a tremendous amount, but he continues on. He goes, my record speaks for itself and demonstrates statistical research establishing that MHMR disabled are 10 times more likely than normal population to be labeled, treated as repetitive offenders due to the symptoms of permanent disability. So again, you guys can see the struggles of mental strength and mental awareness and mental problems, right? And I looked up MHMR, and it's being mentally unwell is what this is. And so this is interesting because I haven't heard from this group of brothers before. Continuing on, Ronald Reagan replaced Jimmy Carter's white coats, butterfly nets, community care, and both bulletproof vests, guns, billy clubs, and the prison dump to be safely hidden away for later generations to deal with. He had other plans for that money allocated towards community care for MHMR disabled citizens. American people wonder at the cause of mass incarceration in our prison dump. The same reason can easily be applied to the drug addict whose symptoms are repeated use. The actual symptom that qualifies a citizen as a drug addict for help, rehabilitation in lieu of prison dump. However, thanks to Nixon, agronomics, I guess is the word, I'm not sure. This symptom is used to treat them as repeat offenders for permanent placement in the prison dump, being denied parole release, not as a due process of sentence, but at the discretion of men outside due process, 1 to 10 amendments. Anyway, thank you again. I tend to drift off at times. Don't know if this gets worse at my age of 66. Maybe now will just begin to appear normal from age. Maybe Reagan will say MHMR disabled has been cured in the prison dump elderly. Guys, this guy has been in the clink for a very, very long time. And it's like he's not mentally well enough to make it out of this thing. So I went back to him. I talked to him a little bit, and I asked him, how do you feel? What's life like? Are you on meds? And all sorts of stuff. But these are the guys that we can pray for, because they may have some wiring that is a little bit off, but they are still human beings, and they didn't choose to have mental issues, right? None of us choose to have this stuff and all these disorders. And the only way forward is by the hand of our Creator, living as he wants us to live, and he can cure all of us. He can put us right. And so these are the steps that guys need to take to find hope in prison, that they're able to do it. Now, continuing on to finish up, he says, or America has no need to address the issue, for the MHMR disabled population is no longer prevalent in society and is slowly dying out in the prison dump. Instant cure by genocide. Safety hidden from public behind the iron curtain of secrecy called security concerns. Does society really think there will ever be a given uncensored access to body cameras, prison cameras? Cell phones are exposing too much of this unfettered discretion already. Oops, did it again. He means drifting away. Much love, and may Yahuwah bless. So guys, these are the brothers and sisters that we find in the prison system. These are people that are struggling just to stay alive, struggling, probably stuck in the clink for a very, very long time. Sometimes there's no places outside in society for folks like this. So I haven't researched any of this guy's charges or anything of the sort. And I try not to, because I really don't care what they've done. My focus with Yah Scriptures is always being able to minister to these guys, throwing them some love, right? Showing them that, hey, there's somebody out here who will listen, and getting these guys scriptures, right? Because when we can get them following the law, statutes, and commandments and the ways of our Creator, then that is the way forward for all of us. So guys, thank you very, very much for listening in on this. It's just that it's good to hear from these guys. If you guys are interested, if anyone's out there is interested in being part of Yah Scriptures Prison Ministry, please email me, jboss008@gmail.com, and I will set you up and give you guys access, get you guys into this, and change your lives forever. Much love. I'm out.